Hi, thank you so much for volunteering for Number Sense UAL this school year. I promise it's going to be lots of fun, and made this video just to touch base on the most important things about proctoring and grading Number Sense, so we can all be on the same page. And this will be a research that you can go back to as many times as you want, including during the grading. And you can confer with all the other graders and see if you are on the same page, because it's very important to administer these equally for all the contestants. So we're going to get started, and I will provide you with the tests. They're going to be folded because we don't want the students to be able to see some of the problems are going to be solving mentally ahead of time, because this is a time competition. It's a time test. It's just for 10 minutes. And they are not going to write down their names or the school or anything. They're going to be numbered according to the roster that I'm going to have. You, as a proctor, if that is your job that day, you have to say this verbatim. This is the UIL Number Sense test. I'm going to place your folded test sheet in front of you. Do not handle or unfold the test sheet until I tell you to do so. While you are taking your test, write your answers in the blank immediately following the problem without attempting to solve the problem on paper. This is super important. This is mental math. They can't be solving problems. That's why we're going to have two teachers. One teacher will be keeping the time. I mean, they're going to be checking the time. And the other teacher will be walking around. I think we're going to have two teachers walking around and making sure that students are not writing down the problems on the sheet of paper. This is mental math. It says, in accordance with instructions on your test sheet. This is a test in mental mathematics, and only the results of calculations arrived at without the use of pencil and paper will be accepted. If you do not follow the contest rule, you will be disqualified. You will have 10 minutes to take the test. You may now unfold your test and begin, and then the other teacher will keep track of time. You have to give them the signal, start, and then stop, and that's it. You're not going to interrupt them while they are attempting to solve the test. Once the time's over, the proctor will say, sit back, put your writing utensil down, or pencil. Be ready to deliver your test to the person collecting the test. And that's it. Cross your arms and wait patiently for the test to be picked up. So this is the easy part. This proctoring is just a 10-minute test. And then we have graders. The graders, they have to score the test twice. We're going to double check our work. Papers competing for finals, they have to be checked through 4 times. So we have 4 points for every correct answer, -4 per incorrect answers, -4 if they skipped an answer and they continue. For instance, they answer number 1, 2, 3, they skipped 4 and they continue with 5. So the answer for 4, I mean the absence of answer for number 4, that will be a -4 point score. No points after the last attempted problem. So if they stop answering problems in problem number 10, so up to there, we're not going to deduct for anything else that they didn't solve after that. If the answer is not legible, it is counted as incorrect, and this is very important because they have to be able to write down their answers correctly, legible, they have to be understandable. So if there are stray marks, or attempt to erase or anything like that, you can confer with me, but that will be a no-no. It's like very, very wrong. Then you have specific instructions about specific kinds of answers. For instructions, all fractions in test papers may be reduced to lowest terms. This is super important. Improper fractions are allowed. Decimal answers are allowed for those unstarred problems. As you can see, there are some problems that have a tiny little star right here, and I included something for you here, right here. So if it's not starred, so you can allow a fraction to be expressed as a decimal. Okay, let me reread that. Decimal answers are permitted for those unstarred problems whose answers are exactly expressible as decimals. For example, 3/2 is the same as a whole and a half, which is the same as 1.5. Star problems on the test sheets require approximate integral answers. Example, they permit 5% error. So I wrote down this, well, I made a copy of this one, 444 times 91. That's the answer because I used my calculator to get to this answer. But in your answer key, you will have a range of numbers because they're supposed to be rounding in their head and doing mental math, and you will have a range between these two answers, and they're going to be correct. Then you have symbols. Symbols such as degrees and percentage are usually printed on the sheet. Therefore, answers require only the writing of numerals. If a symbol is submitted for the printer sheet, it is not the responsibility of the contestant to make sure the answer is complete. If not printed, the student need not to include it in the answer, so they're not going to add degrees or percentages. Exception, dollars and cents, money, money, money. In agreement with the philosophy that answers should be complete, all dollars and cent problems must have complete answers. That is, $23 must be written as, and then you have, I circle it right here with a symbol, and then the decimal point and 2 zeros. This is important. 16 cents must be written as 0.16 or 16 cents, depending on the answer blank format. Okay. I think I copied this twice. Letter C. But then we're gonna move to. This is repeated. We're gonna move to this one, letter D. Numerical answers should be written so that the answers are complete as in the two examples above. However, the answer should be written in the most efficient form possible. If the answer is 16, the written answer 16.0000 is not acceptable for the purpose of this competition. We have to be careful because if they do that, then it's wrong. We don't want extra zeros. Here we go. We don't want extra zeros, are not to be used. If 0.16 is the answer, 0.16 is not an acceptable format. Exponentials and answers such as 3 to the 10s to the cube or cubic should be expressed as 3,000 and not left in exponential form. Okay, so no exponentials. Alright, and I have here a test. So, for instance, what we talked about here is this one right here. We talked about fractions. We talk about skipping answers, and then we can draw a line if we want to here because this seems to be the last attempted. So everything below that is not going to be counted or graded. Okay, so I hope this video has helped you to get an idea of what we're going to be doing on Saturday with these kids for number sense. It's going to be lots of fun, and thank you so much for volunteering. If you need anything, please don't hesitate. Give me a call, send me an email, and I'll do my best to try to respond. Thank you.